Today I show you how to change the video resolution and quality settings for your iPhone when you record video on your iPhone using the iPhone camera app. This is iOS 26 and that's why the camera looks a bit different than what you might have now. iOS 26 has this liquid glass display, liquid shape. So when you switch between modes, you get this kind of effect like that. So you have most of the time you will use either photo mode or video mode. And I will go into the video mode to show you the video settings. You can record videos in the vertical format when you hold your phone like this, your iPhone, and this is macro mode and macro mode off. You can also record videos in horizontal mode, like in the cinema, like on TV. I really recommend to use this horizontal mode, the landscape mode, to record videos, but it's really up to you. And one of the settings for quality is this macro mode. When you use macro mode, the quality might be a little bit different and also the minimum zoom will be different. So I can zoom in on this figurine and you can see it's really good. But if I'm using 1x and macro mode, for example, it might be a little bit washed out. The colors, they might look a bit different. So I really recommend that you don't use macro mode. You go a bit back from your subject, and then you can have, I believe, better quality from your iPhone camera. The main camera is 1x and that's where you get the best quality from. And also here you see I have settings for the HD and 60 frames, and actually what you want to do is record in 4K 30 at least. You could even on iPhone 16 Pro Max, you can, and more, you can record even 120 frames per second. So that's a lot, but most of the time 4K 60 frames. HD and 4K, HD is what most of TVs have, and it will have small file size most of the time, but actually the file size depends on the bitrate. So record now a video of, let's say, 3 seconds in 4K 60, and let's record a video of in HD, also 3 seconds in 4K in HD. So I'm not sure, it's not exactly scientific here. And I can record a video of 4K and 30. So also 3 seconds. Let's count to 3. Okay. So now we can see the information of these files. This one is 10 megabytes. The last file is 10 megabytes, that's 4K 30. The next one is 6 megabytes, it's 1080p. That's the resolution, that's the dimension of the video file. And this is the 4K 3840 by 2160 or Ultra HD. It's also called Ultra HD. So it was 10 megabytes in 30 frames per second, 6 megabytes in HD 60 frames per second, and 24 megabytes in 4K 60. So you can see the difference in file sizes. The files can get really large when you use 4K 60, and I'm not even going to try 4K 120. On the iPhone you have also the option to use ProRes, but that's already going too far. Most of the time you don't need to use this ProRes setting, and here you can have, for example, all the settings, all the combinations possible. Most of the time 4K 60. I want to show you the camera settings. Open the settings up, and here you can get more fine-tuning. See the camera settings here, and you can choose the camera control, which is this button. What it does, when you press it, it actually opens the last mode. Now it's in video mode, so that's pretty convenient. I really like to use that button. And video recording, here you have, these are the settings for each mode. This is the default mode. I would like to set this to 4K 60 because I like to use this one, so I don't want to have to change back to 4K 60 all the time. You can also choose the stereo format or spatial audio. The iPhone has multiple microphones, and with noise reduction, I really suggest you keep it open like this, keep it enabled. I wouldn't go too far with using this spatial audio setting. Stereo should be good enough. Also, you have the option to preserve settings. I choose to preserve the camera mode, so it remembers if it was in video mode or in photo mode. And to scan QR codes, there are lots of settings here that you might want to enable, but what I wanted to show you now, I want to show you here in the format section. In the format settings, you have photo mode settings, but also you have video mode. So you can enable Apple ProRes if you wanted to. For ProRes recording, you also have the option to choose log or HDR. For this setting, if you want to keep some of the space, you might want to choose HDR, but if you choose Apple ProRes and log, the disk space will really fly, and you will need to record this on an external SSD anyway. Once you do that, you have the option in the camera. Now I have the option, I'm in the video mode, and if I long press here, I also have the option for ProRes. So I choose ProRes. 4K 60 is not supported on the internal storage. I need to use the external SSD, so I will need to reduce the frame rate if I want to use log, for example. Here it's gonna look a little bit washed out. That's how log looks like. It's supposed to be processed later, and HDR will look just like the regular video, and it's because it's ProRes, it will be a very large file, so I'm not even gonna try to record this. And I will disable the option because I really don't need I will disable the option because I really don't need to use this. It's going to generate such large files that I really don't need it, but if you need it, and that's how it works. Most of the time you can use these settings, 4K or HD, and the frame rates. For HD only, I would only use HD and 24, for example, only if it's something I want to record many videos, or I like the look of HD. There is no problem with HD. The quality is good enough. Many TVs are not really, most of the time HD is really enough, but if you want to record a video and watch it later in a few years, I really strongly recommend to use 4K 30 or 60 FPS, and if it's something moving, lots of things moving, you can even use 120. But the more FPS and resolution, the bigger the file size. So that's the option. You either choose between high quality or having some kind of free storage space on your iPhone. Thanks for watching. Recording to an external SSD like the Samsung T7 Shield, that's an option where you have a project and you can record to that SSD and not to the iPhone itself. Also, there is the option to use the Blackmagic camera app. I have it here. So you can also use the Blackmagic camera app on the iPhone. This is much more advanced. You have lots of controls here. I'm not going to go into details with this one, but the easiest thing is to use the camera app of your iPhone, as is for vertical or landscape videos. I recommend landscape videos whenever possible. Thanks for watching.